The following segment is sponsored by Food City.
Thanks for joining us. So let's start with the big moment. So how did it feel to hear your name being called on draft day?
That was a lifelong dream of mine, and I had a lot of close friends and family at my house, and so I got to share that experience with all of them. And it was just awesome. It was awesome to be watching that TV and just see my name get called because that was just a dream of mine, and I couldn't be more thankful for the opportunity.
Yeah, most definitely. So take us through the moment. Like you said you were at home, you had a lot of friends and family around you. Like what was your immediate emotion? Was it jumping around? Did you cry?
So there was a little bit of extra waiting than we were hoping for. But I got the call and I went back with my parents. And we took the call. We discussed some things, and we went back to just watch the TV. And we didn't really say anything that like it was about to happen. And so everybody was just watching. It was kind of quiet because we'd been watching the TV for about 3 hours, and boom, I heard the name called. Everybody started cheering, and I'm not one to get very emotional, but it was hard to hold back the waterworks there for a second. And then I went around the room and hugged every person that was there and thanked everybody for the support. And then right after it happened, 10 minutes later, a bunch of my teammates from Elizabethton showed up and they celebrated too. And then we went and we jumped in the pool, nighttime swimming, and just got to enjoy each other's company and celebrate the moment.
Yeah, that's amazing. So I see you're jumping straight from high school.
Yes,
Like
ma'am.
what does this mean personally to you, jumping straight out of high school, going to professional leagues?
Yes. So if I decide to make the decision Thursday to sign, it'll be a big jump, not just in talent, but in the process of everything that goes on in the game. But I think I'm ready for it. I've grown up around it, and it will be a big jump. It will be a lot of adjustments, but I'm excited to be able to have that opportunity. And it's just a little bit of realization that maybe I've got a future in this game. It shows that my talent speaks, and I've done something right somewhere. So wherever my next steps are, I'm just going to be excited for it, and just blessed to be in the position where I am today.
Yeah, definitely. Um, so what were your biggest factors? Um, what are the biggest factors you and your family considered before, even having this be a decision to, declare in the draft?
Well, there's a lot that goes into it. I mean, first of all, am I ready for it? You don't want to bite off more than you can chew. But like I said, I've grown up around professional baseball, and I know that I love the game and I love playing it. And so um, last year, when the professional scouts started showing up, um, it was a little process to get into it. But as last fall and this spring went, I got used to having eyes on me all the time, and just continued to play the game that I love, and it started to work out. And so, had a lot of discussions with my family, my advisor, and some close mentors of mine, and they said as long as you're ready to take on what comes with it, and you love the game, and you're not gonna be burnt out of playing that much baseball, then go for it. And I know that this is something I can handle, and it's something that I've always wanted to do. So I'm just excited to see what the Lord has in store.
Yeah, definitely. Um, so now let's talk about the future, right? So, the Texas Rangers just signed you, or they're going to, or that's the decision that you're leaning toward.
Yes, there's a decision to come up. Yes, ma'am.
Right. So what do you think caught their eye? Like, what do you think caught their attention about your game specifically that, ultimately they wanted to reach out to you?
Yeah, so there's a lot of things that go into it, and who they call in the draft, and that might be a question maybe the Rangers could better answer. But I know that Evan Carter from Elizabethton, he was drafted a few years ago by the Rangers, left-handed hitter from here in East Tennessee, and I'm a guy with a similar story, and so they know where I'm from and the kind of people we are over here in East Tennessee, and so that speaks a lot. As for my talents on the field, I would kind of leave that up to them to answer what they like best, but they saw something they liked on the field, and they know who I am off the field, and that's the kind of people they're looking for, and it led to where we are now. So
Yeah, definitely. So how did your high school experience, I guess both in on and off the field, um, ultimately just prepares you for the next step to come?
Yeah, so I went to Providence Academy for 4 years. On the field, my talent started picking up around my junior year. That's when I started making my jumps and knew that I'd have a future in this game. But the things on the field are just a very small portion in the grand scheme of baseball. Going to a private school wasn't easy. School's book smarts aren't my first talent, but I put it in the work, got good grades, and never got a call from the principal's office, and so that speaks more than people know. If people going into high school now could understand the value in getting things done in the classroom, they would be better set for what's ahead because at the end of the day, high school is about the school part. Baseball is just an extracurricular, and there's not a lot of people that are getting the opportunity that I got, and so if I could tell the people that are going to high school now, if I could tell them anything, it'd be, it's not about what you do on the field in high school as much as how you take care of it in the classroom and what you do when you're off the field. Because high school can be a crazy place. There's a lot of room for bad decisions and mistakes. But if you keep your eyes on the prize and you know what you're wanting to accomplish in life, the Lord's going to pave the path for you, and you just got to follow it. And so I was blessed to be raised in a Christian household and know what my values are and what's right and what's wrong, and that set the foundation for what happened in high school, what could happen in college or pro ball, and what's going to happen for the rest of my life. And getting things taken care of in the classroom is just as important as what you do and how you perform on the field.
Yeah, most definitely. And that's great advice to the youth out there who probably want to follow in your footsteps or looking up to you.
Yes, ma'am.
Um, so now jumping from being a student athlete to now going into the professional leagues, like I know that that's a big jump. Like,
Yes, ma'am.
the what's the word I'm looking for? I guess the discipline from
Hmm.
just for focusing on high school baseball and then have to juggle school as well. Like, how are you feeling not having to do school anymore or doing work?
Well, I'm not gonna lie to you. It is cool to think that maybe I never have to sit in a classroom again, but there's still going to be the challenges that come with everything. It's not like I'm going to be taking the foot off the pedal. It's a big jump, and there's going to be a lot more to handle. There was the challenges in high school, like you mentioned. Being a high school student, in the classroom, playing baseball, just being a high schooler outside, hanging out with friends. I had a job for about 5 years, but for about 3 years of high school, it was a lot to handle, but if I choose to sign with the Rangers, it'll be my next step and my next step to becoming an adult and living on my own. And so there's going to be the challenges that come with that, but um, I've been prepared my whole life for tackling what comes my way, and so it's something I won't be able to handle, and I've got people around me to support me and help me out through all of it. And so we'll see what we have in store in the next couple of years, and it's just going to be a fun ride.
Yeah, definitely. So let's talk about the game a little bit, right? So I know that you are a double hitter or like a double hitter. You can pitch and you can,
A two-way player.
yeah, two-way player. So talk about
Yes,
that.
ma'am.
Um, how do you think that that will add to the Rangers, success this season if, you decide to?
Being in the Appalachian League, I got to hang out with a lot of guys who have played college baseball at the two-way position, and we were talking about it. The question we always get asked is, do we like pitching or hitting more? And that is a question we can't answer because since we were 7, 8, 9 years old, baseball to us has been pitching on one day, playing the field and hitting the next day. So for us, that's baseball. A lot of people see two-way players and they're like, man, how does he balance both? That's the game of baseball to me. So it's a blessing to be drafted as a two-way guy. That's going to be exciting, and I'm glad to have the opportunity and thankful that the Rangers give me that opportunity. And then as it speaks for the success on the field, I could go into the spiel about, man, I'm excited to help, pitching one game, playing shortstop the next, and hitting two. But I think what's going to benefit the Texas Rangers organization, the both with me having, the ability to do both, is they're getting an athlete, a guy that can do whatever needs to be done. They can get it done at any position, and that comes with being a two-way. Is you're just an athlete. You know how to get things done. You're comfortable on the mound. You're comfortable in the infield or the outfield. you've done it all. You've been that utility guy growing up. And so it's going to benefit the Texas Rangers organization by just getting an athlete who can get things done wherever and whenever they need it.
Yeah, most definitely. And that's amazing to hear because I played softball and I can't stand pitching. I don't know how to throw the underhand ball, it's so shout out to you for for doing both. Um, just speaking more into your baseball journey, like what is probably your favorite part about baseball that ultimately made you want to go further in it and excel further in your career?
That is such a hard question for me to answer because every aspect of baseball I love. Um, it may sound weird to people that don't know baseball as well as I do, but my dad played professional for a very long time, and I grew up going to the clubhouse and hitting BP and throwing with the guys. And every single day, I remember walking into the clubhouse, and you could smell the pine tar, the dirt, and the food they had laid out. So every time I walk in that clubhouse, it's that same smell that I just remember from a little kid, and I love it. And then once you get on the field, I mean, there is nothing better than playing baseball. From hitting, throwing, catching, all of it. It's just the action of doing it has always intrigued me. I've always had fun doing it. I know people don't enjoy it like I do, but that's been my dream since day one. And there's no aspect about baseball that I don't love. So to narrow it down to one thing is impossible for me because every aspect of baseball is what I've loved to do. It's my dream, and that's why this opportunity to get drafted has been so surreal to me is because, man, it's at my fingertips to consider myself a professional baseball player.
Yeah, definitely. And I love that. And I just love the nostalgia from when you're young and just remembering those aspects of why you love something so much. And so
So,
do you have like maybe a favorite moment of maybe when you're playing like T-ball
ooh,
that that just always plays in the back of your head like when I was a kid, I hit the ball for one time and I did a monster run. Like anything that can come to your mind as a younger kid?
well, fun fact about me, I never played T-ball. That's there's that. There's so many moments I can't narrow it down. Um, let's see here. Actually, a pretty cool one. I might name two or three. I
Yeah.
might name two or three because there's a lot. So there's this running joke in my family that when my mom's she owns a business, she's very busy, but when she comes to baseball games, I never play good when my mom is there. That's always been a running joke. I mean, it's not true, but it's just been the running joke because she doesn't come to as many games as people would expect.
Right.
And so I remember last summer she came down to Atlanta and watched me play. And I was like, here we go. I got my first time seeing my mom in a month or so. Let's have a good game. I had like two ground outs in my first two ABs. Like I was like, man, I didn't do anything cool. And I hit my first ever walk-off home run in the bottom of the seventh with my mom there. And so it's small stuff like that. It wasn't like an important game or anything, but it was just a cool thing that happened to do that for mom while she was there. So yeah, that was pretty cool. I still remember that one a lot. When I was a freshman in high school, actually this one right here is probably my favorite. When I was a freshman in high school, um, I wasn't big yet, wasn't strong yet, didn't throw very hard, but I got the opportunity to pitch against one of the better teams we played that year. Powell, they had a lot of big players, big names on their team, and people weren't expecting much out of a little freshman throwing 70 some miles an hour. And I remember that was like when I kind of learned how to pitch, if that makes sense. To the baseball people out there, I learned how to hit spots, change speeds because I couldn't blow a fastball by anybody yet. And we got down to the seventh inning, and it was like 1-0 or 2-1. We were down one run. I'd only given up one run, and it was unearned. And so I'd thrown a really good game. It was exciting. It was kind of like my little breakthrough as a young freshman. And my buddy Nathan Eisfelder that I played in high school with, who went to IMG for his senior year, he hit a home run that would have walked it off. Dude made one of the best catches I've ever seen over the wall, robbed his home run. And like, man, that was our chance to have the coolest like game play out. Our freshman throws a good game, and then another freshman hits a walk-off home run, and he got robbed. Man, that one stung. Our next batter, Lucas Belcher, one of my good buddies, he hit another home run to walk it off, and we all celebrated. We beat a really big school. Coming from Providence, a really small school, that was a really big moment for all of us, and that one hits deep to all of us in the old memory lane. So that one was pretty cool.
That's amazing. And I just love to hear about like, you and your friends and the camaraderie that you guys have. And you think that you could probably find that in the major leagues? Like, is that something um that's a goal that you're looking towards is to have like a family oriented.
Most definitely. I think that the team camaraderie that plays a big part in the success of the team, and I've learned that throughout high school with our strength and conditioning coach, Jason Fields. That is the biggest thing that he implemented into our program. Um, Everybody on the team, no matter even middle school, we had middle school guys hang out with the high school team, um, and we were all so close. I still talk to almost all of the people I played high school ball with, and I mean, it was like a brotherhood. I mean, that's what it was. We were all there for the same reason to play baseball, but it was just deeper than that. I still hang out with them. Any free time I get, I hang out with some of my old buddies, and that's going to be a big part in pro ball. No matter where you are, that's just a part of it. You got to be comfortable with the people you're around, and already we've got group chats of the guys who got their name called by the Texas Rangers. So we're all getting close. I already knew a couple of the guys, but we're already talking, getting to know each other, and that's going to play a big part in professional baseball and any baseball anywhere. How close the team is to one another, that plays a big part.
That's so good. And I love that you guys are already reaching out. You guys are already getting familiar with each other. I'm pretty
Yes,
sure you
ma'am.
guys know how you all play. So do you have any goals that, you're looking towards like, oh, I want to improve on this aspect of my game, or I want to maybe learn this aspect of my game?
I think that taking these next steps, whether it be college or pro ball, the learning and the development is going to come with it. Obviously, that's a big priority of mine is to grow in the game. But to do that, in my opinion, if I'm going to pro ball, to do those things, what I want to do to get better at the game of baseball is help the team win and be fun to watch. Those are the two little pieces of advice that I've heard over my entire life. And if you're fun to watch and you help your team win, you're doing something right, and you're going to grow in the game, and you're going to adapt to whatever level of baseball you're playing at. And so I think that developing in the game is going to come with it if I just keep those two things in mind.
Most definitely. And I think that's a great piece of advice to give to those, who are looking to excel is you got to be fun to watch because, hey, you got to get the fans in
Yes,
and
ma'am.
you got to you got to have a team spirit. That team spirit is the big thing. So just we're going to wrap things up, but if you were to talk to your younger self, maybe freshman Josh or little Josh, and what would you say now to yourself yeah, just what would you say now to yourself?
Um, I'm a big believer in everything happens for a reason. So whatever I was doing as a freshman, I mean, it played out. So I wouldn't change anything. I wouldn't give any advice that might alter what happened back then. But I would go back and I would tell myself that if my dream is baseball, to keep doing what you're doing. I was never scared to play against the better teams. I was never scared to hit off the best pitchers. I was never scared to throw against the best hitters, and that got me where I was today. So I would just tell myself to keep your eyes on the prize, and your talents will speak. And um, as you get older, you're gonna get stronger and you're gonna get bigger. And the lack of success on the field that happened back then, it was going to happen. And so don't ever doubt what the Lord has in store because here I am 4 years later, and I've got the opportunity to play professional baseball. And so there's no better feeling, and it all built up over the years to why I'm here today. So I wouldn't want to change anything.
Most definitely. And that's really good to hear because, a lot of people would say, oh, if I was little Josh, I would tell him to get stronger. I'll tell him
Yeah,
this, that, and the third. So hearing that you wouldn't change anything is honestly so good to hear and so good to see. And just a little fun question here. Do you have like a
sure.
ritual that you do maybe before every baseball game? Maybe it be pray or maybe it be eat pasta.
Every national anthem. That anthem ends, I say a little 2-second prayer, same prayer every single time. Um, Lord, thank you for this day. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to play the game that I love. Keep everybody safe. Let everything be done in your will, and let me represent you in everything I do on and off the field. Amen and play ball
Amen. Thank you
every
so
single
much.
day.
This was honestly a great interview and congratulations. And
Thank you.
everybody here in Tennessee is rooting for you. So give us a show and good luck.
The following segment is sponsored by Food City.